This is Seth, keeping it real. Today I'm going to show you how to pick the best Amazon product category for selling on Amazon FBA. There are 9 steps I'm going to walk you through to choose the best Amazon product category for you. Now there's 2 things you need to know. Number 1, my goal is not to persuade you to choose just one category over another. Number 2, my goal is to help you think strategically as you make your own product category decision. Step number 1. Understand the difference between a gated and an ungated product category. For example, camera, photo, and video would be an ungated category. A gated category, on the other hand, means you have to apply to get ungated to sell in this particular product category. For example, motorcycles and power sports is an example of a gated category. Now, there's something kind of weird that happens because some full categories and other subcategories require approval. For example, the baby category does not require approval, but some baby product types within that category do require approval, such as baby feeding type products, baby spoons, bottles, pacifiers, because those have higher risk. When you add a product in Seller Central and select the product category, you're going to notice a little padlock which will show you whether or not it's gated. If you see that padlock, it's gated. If you don't see the padlock, it's not gated. Want to get ungated in a product category? Check out this video right here where we walk you through exactly how to do it. Step number 2, understand that categories for sellers do not always match categories for shoppers. So you got sellers and you got shoppers, and I know it's confusing, but they don't match. Let me break it down. There are 26 categories currently today for the seller, but there are 53 categories for the shopper. Some categories, Amazon does not even allow third-party sellers like yourself and myself to sell in. Those categories within Seller Central will not always match the categories you see when you're shopping. For example, health, household, and baby you will find on Amazon.com. But health and household is one category on Seller Central and baby products as a separate category on Seller Central. The reason for that is the convenience of the shopper. The shopper naturally thinks of these categories in one category, but in Seller Central, because a lot of baby product categories require approval, Amazon separates it from the seller side. Step number 3. Use Amazon seller and Amazon buyer data to think strategically about product categories. Watch this. First, you can see the most popular product categories for Amazon sellers. Now, let's look at the most popular product categories for Amazon shoppers. Now, we're just going to take a few minutes here to walk through some comparisons that I find fascinating. Let's stay right here on the Amazon shopper category and look at electronics. Now, if you were to find out which category is the #1 category that shoppers look for in Amazon, you would find it is electronics. It is the most popular category. Now switch back to the other slide. For sellers, however, notice that electronics is not the most popular product category for sellers. Now, why is that? Anytime you find that a lot of shoppers are interested in a category, but sellers are not, you find this discrepancy, that means there's opportunity. Notice that for all product categories that Amazon sellers sell in, only 3% of them consider this their main product category. Now look at shoppers. For shoppers, however, you find that 20% of shoppers shop on Amazon for pet supplies. Now let me just make something clear for a moment. If you add these up, it's not 100%. Because when this survey was done, the question that was asked of the shopper was, select which categories you go to Amazon to shop for. So many shoppers selected multiple categories. That's why the percentage doesn't equal 100. What's interesting though, is if you look at pet supplies, 20% of Amazon shoppers look for pet supplies. Yet only 3% of sellers are selling. Do you see an opportunity here? Let's look at one more just for fun. Looking at shoppers, the 3rd most popular category for shoppers to shop in is home and kitchen. But look at Amazon sellers. The #1 most popular category for sellers to sell in is home and kitchen. In other words, it's a really popular category to sell in home and kitchen for sellers, but it's less interesting for shoppers. If you have trouble picking a product category, Consider product categories that have too low of customer and seller demand to even show up on these kinds of surveys. For example, camera, photo, and video, industrial and scientific, musical instruments, office products, toys, and games. The subcategory you pick is far more important than the main category. Now, those categories are just listed. Just because they didn't show up on those surveys does not mean they don't have demand. Understand, we're looking at high-level data. I mean millions and tens of millions and sometimes hundreds of millions of dollars worth of products. Camera, photo, and video, just because it doesn't show up here does not mean it doesn't have demand. You have to look at it in perspective. The point is, when you pick a product category, you need to understand strategically what you're getting into. Second, if you can't find a good product in the main category, like industrial and scientific, then narrow down to subcategories. That's where you're gonna feel a difference in the market as you sell your products. Step number 4, understand each Amazon product category. Now, the first categories we go through are ungated by Amazon. That means you do not have to apply for ungating to get approval to sell your product. They're also recommended by Just One Dime. First of all, appliances. The referral fee for appliances is 8 or 15%. The vast majority of products that you sell on Amazon, the referral fee, in other words, the fee you pay to Amazon for selling on their platform, this doesn't include the FBA fee, which you pay them for fulfilling the product, is 15%. This is for large and compact appliances like refrigerators, space heaters, ice makers, ovens, cooktops, dishwashers, vacuums, and garbage disposals. Now, this is a very strong opportunity if you have low cost logistics for FBM, because Amazon storage fees can get pretty high. However, if your profit margins are high, regardless of size and weight, FBA is an excellent opportunity. The next category is arts, crafts, and sewing. The referral fee, 15%. Now, this is a little bit of a less popular product category for both Amazon shoppers and sellers, but it brings the advantage of really low competition and ease of entry into the market and room for building out your personal creativity into your products and eventually your brand. So if you have experience selling on Etsy, this is a huge plus for you. The next category is automotive. The referral fee is 12%, except 10% for tires and wheel products. This is a really powerful category if you have specialized knowledge or strong experience, like as a hobbyist or as a mechanic, in this category. The next one is baby products. The referral fee is 8% or 15%. Now understand, even though this is a really good product category to get into because you can build a strong brand and get a lot of parents who love what you do, like, oh man, you're creating amazing products for my baby, we trust your brand. Understand that for a lot of them in the baby category, you have to get a certification, and there are fewer product options than many categories, but it is still extremely profitable and you can build an avid following of parents. The next category is beauty and personal care. Referral fee is either 8 or 15%. These are higher risk products because they're going on the body, sometimes inside the body. Therefore, there's a higher barrier to gain trust in your brand, but there's massive opportunity in smaller accessories. So social media influencers are really key in this industry because those are the people who are gonna advertise it to an audience that loves what they do, and therefore that trust is built in already. You send them a free product and say, hey, advertise this, I'll give you a discount for everyone who buys through you, and boom, they're marketing and you're getting more sales as you build your brand through the influencer. The next category is cell phones and accessories. The referral fee is 8%. Now, this is a very competitive market and has a very low price point, which brings really big challenges for profit margins if you're selling accessories. However, if you niche down into subcategories, you can find some gold mines. Let me give you a little tip here. Anytime you're hunting for a product inside a category, you're not sure which one to sell, always niche down. So let's say you're in the category of cell phones. Well, I'm not gonna do cell phones, I'll do accessories. Now you're looking at accessories. Well, I'm gonna do cell phone stands. Well, I'm gonna do cell phone stands that are aluminum. See what I'm doing? As you niche down, it helps you to be able to dominate a market. Don't niche down so far the demand drops, but enough so that the competition drops, which makes your market ease of entry better. The next category is electronics. The referral fee is only 8%. The reason for that is likely because electronics tend to be lower cost items, and therefore Amazon's fee, the referral fee, takes a lot of that percentage. Now, this depends. There are some higher cost electronics, there's actually quite a few, but the vast majority are very low. This is the #1 most popular shopping category on Amazon. Yes, electronics bring a greater challenge due to certification requirements, lower price points, as I mentioned, but they also present a huge opportunity where the competition is not flooded. Again, you go down to a subcategory and that's where you dominate. The next product category is handmade. Referral fee, 15%. Now, this category is sort of like Amazon taking on Etsy. You can sell handmade products in the categories of gifts, jewelry, home and kitchen, wedding, clothing, shoes, handbags, beauty, etc. And you can absolutely build this into a brand as long as you set up a scalable system for handmade production. The more custom options you give your customer, the harder it is to scale. So make sure that you create a scalable system, unless you want to be spending your entire day building handmade items, or you could hire staff to do that for you. The next category is health and household. Referral fee, 15%. This is an excellent category to build a strong brand, and it includes higher risk products. Because if they go on your body or in your body, certifications may be needed. You're also more liable for a lawsuit in case someone gets sick or unhealthy as a result of your product. So keep that risk in mind. Many Amazon sellers find success selling in this category alongside beauty products all under one trademarked brand. The next category, and the most popular amongst Amazon sellers, is home and kitchen. A lot of people it just feels easy. Oh yeah, I can do kitchen products, who doesn't like kitchen? And the problem there is that does create more competition, even though it is not the most popular category for shoppers. However, we're talking tens of millions of dollars, so you shouldn't let that cause you to shy away. Again, you must narrow down to a subcategory. The referral fee is 15%. The key is niche down and then dominate that niche. The next category is industrial and scientific. This is actually one of my favorite categories. There are some so unique products we have sold in this category. The referral fee is 12%. Now, this category is packed with very hidden opportunities in unique niches. When you first start looking for products in this category, you're probably not going to find anything, and half the time you're going to be going, what is that? But the more you do it, you're gonna find some really unique products that no one's even heard of before, but there's like this nerdy group of people who love this product, and you produce a better one, and then they start buying it, and your brand grows. The next category is musical instruments, probably one of the most underestimated, least talked about categories on Amazon. The referral fee is 15%. This is a small product category and has not nearly reached its full potential. Brand loyalty makes it difficult to break into main products, but there's potential opportunity if you come out with the accessories that complement the main products and if you have a background in music. The next category is office products. Nope, it's not sexy. Yes, it's boring. A huge opportunity. Referral fee is 15%. This is a growing category on Amazon and particularly strong for business-to-business sellers. Now, like I said, this is not the sexiest product category, but that gives you an advantage. A lot of new Amazon sellers don't even consider this. Could be a reason for you to consider it. The next category is patio, lawn, and garden. The referral fee is 15%. This is an excellent product category that is not even close to its full potential. A lot of people, especially men, still go to Lowe's or Home Depot to buy stuff on a Saturday to go home and build out on their house. They love doing things with their hands, women do as well, but I know a lot of guys who love that. And there's something about on Saturday going to Lowe's to buy a tool to fix it right now versus waiting for Amazon to ship it, especially if it's gonna take 2 days. So this hasn't even begun to see its potential, but the day is coming. People who get in now have a bigger opportunity. And if you have a knack for design, if you are good with your hands, you're a handyman or handywoman, this could be a fantastic opportunity. Pet supplies, referral fee, 15%. Now in pet supplies, you have fewer product options than some categories. But if you understand owners' love for their pets, you can build a very profitable brand around this category. A large number of Amazon shoppers go to Amazon for their pet supplies today. In fact, sitting next to me at C12, it's a group that I go to every month for coaching and just to collaborate with other business owners. is a guy who built out his pet brand huge on Amazon. He reached 80 million in the last 12 months, and he just focused on natural pet health products. The next category is sports and outdoors. Referral fee, 15%. This is the fourth most popular Amazon product category to sell in, and 17% of Amazon shoppers get their sports and outdoor gear from Amazon. This is huge. 17%. Do you realize how huge that is? Well, it's only 17 out of 100. Think about how many people buy online. Like, it's insane. Think about how many people buy sporting goods, and that number is likely only to grow. The next category is tools and home improvement. Referral fee is going to be 8 or 15% depending on what the product is. Just 6% of Amazon sellers consider this their main market, with only a 2% seller growth in the last 3 years. We've been watching this very closely. This indicates slow competition, and the growth of competition is slow, yet shoppers are gradually going to Amazon for tool-type products around the house, similar to patio, lawn, and garden, more and more. This is one I expect to grow a lot. The next category is toys and games. We've sold a lot of products, me personally, a lot of products in this category. Referral fee is 15%. The category comes with lots of branding potential. Small toys and toys for toddlers, however, carry greater risk and might require certification. I do not recommend you sell a product for kids 5 and under. When you list your product, it'll have a little drop down in Seller Central where it'll ask you what is the age range recommended for this product. Make sure it's not for a 5-year-old or younger, otherwise you're gonna have to do a lot more certifications. Now, if this is already your specialty and you sell for toddlers and young kids, go for it. I just want you to understand the risks and some of the hurdles you have to leap over. Driven by creativity, you can launch brand new products in this category and massively increase your sales during the holiday season. I mean, some sellers who just do toys and games, 70% of their revenue comes from the fourth quarter. Okay, now we're gonna move on to other categories. The last ones were ungated, and we recommend them. The next ones are gated by Amazon. It doesn't mean you can't sell in them. It simply means you have to apply for ungating, but we also recommend these product categories. Grocery and gourmet food. The referral fee is 8 or 15% depending on what subcategory you are selling in. Amazon paid $13.7 billion in its acquisition of Whole Foods on August 28, 2017, and holds a market share of 27% of online grocery sales in the US, just barely ahead of its closest competitor, Walmart. If you understand the food's shelf life, and if you have connections with food distributors, this is a big opportunity. Now that we've walked through the product categories, the next 5 steps I give you are gonna be much more about the story and the brand you're gonna build out of the category. You've looked at a lot of data. We've walked through a ton of data. Now you need to think about your brand. So step number 5, choose a category you can turn into a story. Spats shoes. I don't buy these because of the black and white. I don't even buy them because I need another pair of shoes. I got shoes. So why do I buy these? Because these tell a story. Spats, 1940s, jazz music, tap dancing, Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly, the big band era. This is a story I inherited from my grandparents. I love that era. I think it was so cool what they would do with the music and the tap dancing and the jazz band and the trombones. You see what's happening? I bought those because they tell a story I relate to. This is why people buy for emotional decisions and then they later justify it with logic. Step number 6, choose a category you can build into an experience. This is on Amazon. This helmet is real. I mean, it is dripping with oil. It is heavy. It is thick. You really feel like a knight wearing this thing. Now, what is the practical purpose of this helmet? Am I gonna walk down the street and get into a sword fight with some bum? Am I gonna walk into a restaurant and have to protect myself with this from bullets? No. Why would I buy this? Well, there are some people in this world who are into LARPing, live action role playing. Now, although I'm not a LARPer myself, I love the medieval knight period. I love what this represents. This is an experience. It's the same reason why when you buy a tea mug on Amazon, you're not really buying the mug, you're buying the experience of a hot piping mug of tea on an early foggy morning in England. It's the same reason when you buy a hand steamer, you're not really buying the steamer, you're buying smooth slacks or smooth skirts to make you look sexy. It's about the experience. So when you think about the category, you need to already be thinking about your future customer. Don't just think, okay, what's the best category? What's the best product? How do we make money? Stop for a minute and think like this. What kind of category will allow me to create products that create an experience that blows the mind of my customers? When you think that way, that's how you make money on Amazon. Step number 7, choose a category you have strong knowledge in. Let's just say you're a mechanic. Do you know the vast majority of mechanics do not even think about selling on Amazon? Yet what an opportunity they have because they understand the tools. This is why the automotive and sports category, one of the reasons it is so underestimated, such an opportunity. If you know something, if you're an expert about one particular area, I mean, maybe you've been building houses for years. That means you have an opportunity to sell in the patio, lawn and garden or the home improvement categories. Because you know something. Maybe you've been in the fashion industry. Maybe you should start your own clothing brand. Whatever it is, look to your past and ask, what are the expertise I have that I can apply to selling a product? And this puts you way ahead of the competition versus good old Bobby McGee, who knows nothing about mechanics, and he tries to sell in the automotive product category. Step number 8, choose a category you are willing to become an expert in. This is the counterpoint to the previous one. Because you might say, well, Seth, I've been coding for years. How in the world do I translate coding to selling on Amazon? I'll tell you how. You don't. You find a product that people want and love, you improve it, and you start selling it. And people buy it because it is differentiated and is better than all the competition. But Seth, you just said choose a category that I have a lot of experience in. There are some product categories you're gonna have no experience in, so you have to be a Sherlock Holmes and study and learn. You're gonna learn just by reading the reviews, studying the keywords, talking to the manufacturer. You will learn a ton. It's like getting a master's degree in manufacturing for a particular product category. You will be mind blown at the stuff you learn as you do this. But if you enjoy learning and if you wanna make money, it is perfectly fine to sell in a category you have no previous experience in. Step number 9, choose a category you are not emotionally attached to. You do not want to be like this sad chap. It doesn't matter if you love the product. It matters if your customer does. As soon as you become emotionally attached to the product, you've married it, you've honeymooned it, you make love to it, it's your sweetheart forever, all of a sudden, your business is at risk because you're no longer seeing it objectively. You're no longer gonna make the tough decisions you need to make, kill that product, launch this one, reduce those ads, raise these. You have to get tough. So if you are like so in love with your product, this is the one, I've seen this happen, like just follow your heart and do whatever you feel. Doesn't work in business, doesn't work in life. You have to look at the facts. You know, this one lady, she messaged me on Instagram, she said, Seth, will you look at my product? I've spent tens of thousands trying to get this thing going and it is not selling and I'm losing money on this. So I looked at it and I said, your product's terrible. And she took offense. She said, how could you say that? I spent so much time and hours and money on this. I said, do you want the truth or do you want me to say something to make you feel good? The market doesn't care about your feelings. So when you launch a product, the question is, are you being a servant to your future customer or are you just launching something because you like it, and because you like it, you assume everyone else is gonna like it too? It's like those Instagram accounts where someone posts a picture and they think just because they like it, the whole world's gonna like it. You have to think like this. How can I serve them? What is of value to them? Now, if you were thinking in your mind, well, Seth, this is great, but I don't want to take the time and the hassle of learning how to sell on Amazon. Could you guys just do it for me? Here's what you do. Go to jod.com/DFY. It stands for just one dime, done for you. jod.com/DFY. Fill out the application, and we will see whether or not you're a good fit for us to build an Amazon store for you where we share in the revenue. We do all the work, you invest, we take our 50 plus years of combined experience, pour it into that store, and we grow together. And by the way, if you've enjoyed this video, I do have 3 very simple requests for you. Thumbs up the video, click on the notification bell so that you get notified the next time we come out with a video, and tell me below, what is your favorite product category? I would love to know.